Here we are at 2731 Glendive Drive in Loveland. In terms of neighborhood wise, there is some good quality in this neighborhood. This is right across from the Mahaffey Park / Hunter Runs neighborhood. And so very close to the same proximity that we were looking at previously when you guys were out here. Just the neighborhood just to the east of that area. Looking around, this is a fully mature landscaped neighborhood. Most of these have very mature trees out front. A few of these people, especially recently, look like they've gone in and done some renovation to the outside, especially including this place. When I was doing the drive around, I saw a few homes that maybe didn't take care of their property as well as the rest of these people. There's a few RVs that were parked that you'll see, but they're not like scattered all over the place and making this area look bad or anything like that. It's actually a nice quiet neighborhood. You're right off of 29th Street, which is an easy access down to any of the grocery stores we have or shopping, and then you got easy access out onto Wilson to head up to Estes Park and some of the hiking areas. Looking at the exterior on the front, in terms of driveway, there's some pitting in the driveway. That's obviously typical with the age of home we're looking at. But this, and I guess the other thing too, is there's a couple chunks of concrete taken out of the sidewalk on that end as well. So driveway looks a little rougher, but it's still in good shape. You know, it's not totally breaking apart. But if you wanted to kind of update something, that would be something I would probably update at some point down the road, but nothing that had to be done immediately. They did put access into the backyard for like an RV or any type of vehicle or anything like that that you'd want to be able to slide it into the back of the house, because this is a corner lot. So you do have some extra flexibility on that side. In terms of paint job, brick, everything on that end, everything's looking in pretty good shape. I'm looking at all the fascia underneath. Typically where I would see any type of water damage on these homes, and don't see anything that's really sticking out to me yet. Garage door, no bubbling on it, nothing on that end. Looks like it seals pretty well. Looks like the south side corner of the garage has a little area where it's settled a little bit to where the garage doesn't fully close shut, but that is something with weather stripping you're able to fix and correct. Looking at the landscape outside, first thing off is you have a really gorgeous maple out front, with also a really nice pine as well, that are both, you know, to their full mature stage at this point. And then they also have some nice little annual plants that they have put in, some ground creepers as well. And it's got a really good feel out here. You know, it's peaceful, it's quiet, you got plenty of shade out here as well. And so this is a really nice front yard, even with it being on a corner lot, which might bring more traffic around. But there's enough privacy with the trees and landscape around here to where I'm not as concerned as I would be in other parts of neighborhoods. Coming up to the front, I can already tell they've totally redid the front sidewalk here coming up to the front door. And also the steps look like they were redone pretty recently in the last few years. No settling issues. Everything looks solid on that side coming up to the house. And siding as well, and windows, everything on that side are also in good shape and more updated comparative to the home. So energy efficient wise, things are looking good on the inside as well. Stepping inside, first thing I will say about this house is, you know, obviously with the age is you run into issues with lighting in here. So if you can't tell, there are no lights up in this main living room area. So lamps are a big thing, or upgrading the light systems that are in here already would be a big benefit as well. So for example, they do have one little tiny light that is over the front door. Personally, for me, I'd probably end up buying a different light to, you know, brighten this area up in this main living room. But there is a lot of good space in here that's usable, and the floors are in really great shape as well. And everything in here does feel like it's been well taken care of. Like I was talking about window-wise, you got some good-sized windows in this house that do let in some decent natural light. Obviously, with the mature landscaping, you run into a little bit more shading. But all these windows are double pane. All of them have been updated to where they're not the original windows. So when you come into this house, it feels like it's a truly nice enclosed home, and it doesn't feel like you got a bunch of leaks and drafts and warm areas because the windows aren't holding up. Because typically around this time is when the windows start giving up and start failing after a while. Right now I'm just sitting in the corner of the living room, and it gives you a nice idea that this is a decent L-shaped living room to dining room setup. You can do a bunch of different assortments here. If you want to make it a TV room or just a sitting room, they just have it set up as their little seating room. And then the little downstairs tri-level area is where they have their TV set. But paint-wise, color, it's a dark brown trim as well as the same exact paint color. So if you would change the color of that trim, I think that would make it pop. But they definitely kept it to where it was the same as all wall colors. As you can see, as if we're looking into the kitchen there, you can see that the trim changes to a green. Spinning around here, we're looking back at the front door, front area, living room. And then from the dining room, we can slip into the kitchen. When you first come into the kitchen, I will say it feels a little tight when you're in here. There's a few things you could definitely do to make this feel a little bit more of a modern kitchen. Like right now, it's got the linoleum countertops, but they did update the sink. Obviously, the window's been updated over the top. I would update the lighting in here as well. I mean, it's the same exact light they have in the kitchen as they did over in the front area. If you put a little bit better light in here, it would brighten this area up a little more. Cabinetry, these are painted old oak wood cabinets. I mean, these are from from the 1970s. So they do feel a little outdated. There's a couple things you could do, but cabinetry wise, that's where it gets a little tougher to try and make it look modern. That's more of a replacement deal to get it to feel a little bit better on that end. Coming out of the kitchen, you're starting to look into your main living room, and then they also have a just small eating kitchen. If I was to do something on this side, I mean, I would probably still keep a small little kitchenette here, but I would probably add a little more counter space. I'd probably take these couple countertops out and cabinets out from this wall here, and I would open up this kitchen and probably put an island somewhere in the kitchen as well. And that would be something that would be nice to update and make this a little bit more usable kitchen wise, to where you don't, when you're in here cooking, especially if you have people over, you don't feel like you're kind of closed off to the rest of the house. From the kitchen, you can see that this kitchen just is kind of a nice little square feature, so you can squeeze right back into the main front living room if need be on that side. Got your basic little linen closet there. And then they do have a little cubby spot there as well, which I would sit there and probably put like a little table or something for keys or anything else on that end. Railings here all are in good condition. These are definitely not original rails, so they've upgraded these. They look modern and a lot nicer on that side, all metal. Carpet is in decent condition as well. The stairs obviously have a little bit more use than the rest of the probably house does, but the carpet's in good enough condition to where I wouldn't think you'd have to replace it. There's no smells in here that I can tell, and they keep it very clean. Coming down to the main living room, again, plenty of space in here as well for as much furniture as you need on that end. You got a 3-stepper down to get to this area, so not too bad on that end. And then you do have a little extra, which, with the little tri-level, it does create a little separation from the main house to the living room area, which is kind of a nice feel to it. Swinging in here really quick, you do have your laundry room access, which is actually a decent size. And then right past this, which I'm not sure would be an issue or not, is your little quarter bath for the main floor. Updated countertops in here, updated toilets, updated flooring, updated lighting. So this bathroom feels a little bit more modern on that end. Got a little storage on the left here. And then swinging out from the laundry room is going to be the garage. Garage has been well kept. This guy is a hunter, so he uses his garage quite a bit, and he's also a woodworker, is what I can tell as well. So garage is clean, insulated garage door. Concrete in here is all looking in pretty good shape. Plenty of electrical outlets in here since he had it set up for a shop, and it is insulated and heated. They have a little electric heater up there on the top of the ceiling. And then plenty of bar lighting as well. This would definitely fit 2 cars. Plus, you also have a little storage over here on the right-hand side. If you want to throw a little shelving in here, or keep your mower in that little corner, or just some of your extra tools and bikes, it's a nice little spot. And then coming out, you do have access to your backyard from your garage. And that brings you to your section of RV area / parking area. You could always turn this into a garden area, which would be really nice on that side if you guys like gardening. Fence wise, you guys would absolutely love this fence. This is a really nice quality fence out here. And so, exteriorly, there is literally nothing I can say or complain about that would say anything bad about it. They got a few spots. I can see one here right by the door where there's a little bit of brick missing. And they did patch it up, but you could always go in and add a little bit. But that's about the only thing I've seen so far in the outside. And we'll actually hit the backyard once I'm done with the inside here on the main level. So garage, good shape, feels good in here, fully insulated, painted, nice feel for the garage. Coming back inside, I don't know if I said anything about the fireplace, but this fireplace is a true fireplace, so you can actually have real fires in this house. Looks like it does get used. Looks like it's a little bit more of a modern fireplace on that end. Those 2 little black chutes on the bottom are for clean outs. And then you got plenty of extra storage shelves here as well that fit in and are a part of the design of this TV ledge and everything. So these, I'm pretty sure, are going to stay with the property. On here are these shelvings on the left and right, but I can double check. Swinging back around here. From the living room, this is going to be your back view. So back at it again. So I was talking about, this is the view from outside, from the main living room. The reason why it feels a lot darker in here is, one, obviously the light fixture. Small light fixture, definitely something to replace on that side to bring some more light into here. But you also have a nice covered patio in here, and you do have, again, mature landscaping, and right behind this house you have a really nice bush coverage that completely blocks you from seeing your neighbor's backyard. So it does darken this area just a little bit. Now we'll pop out from the main backyard, and this is from the back door here. So this is what you're going to kind of get view wise. Just to the right, you got a bush that blocks the main road from your backyard. And this is facing towards north. These bushes are west of the house. And then over here is going to be on the south side. Being on this back patio, it is built up to where you have a nice little space to come out and hang out during the summertime. I mean, this is a really nice feeling backyard with the mature trees and the covered patio. They did put outdoor carpet here as well, which You know, it doesn't look the best, but when you actually walk out here, it's kind of nice to have on the feet. So just like we were here earlier, this is going to be the kind of RV side parking area slash could be garden. Right now, I am on the south side of the yard, and this is kind of your view from the south side. So you got a nice mature linden right here just to the left that covers up and over the barn or the little shed you got here, also for your tools. So you really don't have to use much space in the garage for some storage, at least your outdoor storage. Got a really nice little shed here. That would house pretty much anything you would need landscape wise, and then also gives you a little area to, if you like doing any type of flower potting or anything like that, gives you a nice place to get out of the weather to do any of that kind of stuff as well. They also have a little side cubby on this for a little bit more storage. And swinging it around, it just gives you a little more access to it and allows you to open it up a little more. This shed looks fairly new, well kept, made out of good material. So this thing will last a lifetime if you take care of it. Coming along the backside here, hit a spider web there. But coming along the backside, now I'm on the west side of the yard and looking back towards the house, obviously. Looking at the roof, looking at everything else, I don't see anything out of the ordinary that's popping out to me while I'm sitting here looking. You have a few cracks on some of the bricks, especially one of them ones is going to be the one that actually supports the pillar for the roof. You know, that's not a super big issue on that side. It looks like it's totally split the brick in half potentially, so that could be something that might want to be replaced at some point, just down the road. Starting to squeeze around here towards the north side of the yard. This is a nice, good-sized yard, plenty of separation, especially with this being a side yard and a corner lot. You get a lot of space over here. A lot of great landscaping in this yard as well, and just some really nice trees. And so this is a property over time that's going to really come into its own even more as Loveland just keeps getting a little busier and busier. And I would say this is because of location. If you were fine with doing some updates in terms of the inside of the house, this would be a great house equity wise to put in some money into it, update some of the extra features. The AC unit is older, still running, obviously. You know, don't fix what's not broken, kind of the concept. But you can tell there's some age on it, and eventually it could start having some problems. But most AC units are pretty usable and replaceable on that side. And the one thing that you might have to do at some point if you do replace this is this might be using the old Freon, which you can't use anymore. And so just something that you should kind of take a look at on that end. So jumping back inside here, we'll go check out the basement first, just since we're there, and then we'll check out the main floor, or the main area where your bedrooms are going to be at. So coming down the stairs, still nice carpet down here, moving and transitioning into a nice LPV flooring, a little bit more updated in here. You do have the old school tile roofing in here. It's honestly a decent way to have this house finished in the basement, but still getting access to all your plumbing and wiring, to where if there was ever an issue on the house, you wouldn't have to go in and cut out drywall and replace drywall to get anything fixed. But this is a good sized room. This would be a nice little movie room down here, or just kind of a hangout area. Coming down here, smells fine. I don't smell any moisture, anything on that end. This is obviously kind of a man cave down here right now, so whoever's living in here has really kept this really nice and clean. Even when you come into the main furnace and water heater room slash storage, you can just tell this person has really just taken care of this place. This is definitely his baby in terms of down here. This is where he keeps all his hunting gear and camping supplies. You got your main water shut-off valve here. You have a 2017 50-gallon water heater. And then the furnace is original, but these guys, from what I can tell, have really put in the time and effort to keep this thing updated. You know, the last time, because it looks like they ran out of space, was the furnace got some new parts back in 2017 and was tuned up. And so it's fairly new on what has been done to it. But if they haven't done anything recently, it's probably because it's been working just fine and just might need an extra little tune up at some point. But nothing that I would be saying needs to be replaced, you know, ASAP. Down here, again, it's just a nice feel. I have nothing bad to say about the basement side of it. Everything feels clean and nice. Coming into an extra storage area room. This is not finished, partially finished. He just finished the floor out in here, so it still looks nice, but you still have some of your foundation walls that are exposed. But yeah, that's just, honestly, for more storage on that side. And then you do get one guest bedroom down here. No bathroom, though. And this is actually a good-sized guest bed. You know, it's got plenty of space to where you can have pretty much any type of furniture you want. In terms of bed-wise, you got this wall you can put it on. If you want to put a king bed in here, this is the only wall you really can put it on, in my opinion, is this back wall, which is facing west. Otherwise, if you're just going to go like a basic queen, you can definitely fit it in this little corner pocket, which obviously, to me, looks more like that's where beds need to go in this room. But you could also turn that into like a little desk area as well. All right, we'll head up to the bedrooms and then get kind of what your thoughts are on this one. And I don't know if the video does it justice, but I do want to keep reiterating that it does feel dark on the main floor just with some of the lighting. And it looks like they did put a more updated skylight in the kitchen as well at one point, probably when they were replacing the roof. Other thing, this does say this is Roger's house. There's like 6 signs out here that says this was Roger's house. So, Roger, if you guys want this one, we'll ask for those signs. But let's rock upstairs. In terms of oldness-wise, the stairs maybe are a little bit steeper than your newer builds. You know, if we were to take like Cardiff or any of those homes, these are just a slight bit steeper. But still nothing like terrible, especially with how active you guys are. Straight off, you come into the guest bathroom. This is a full bath with a fiberglass tub. This is an original countertop. They did replace the sink and faucet in the toilet. And they probably replaced the flooring at some point as well because it was probably linoleum at one point. But this is definitely an area where it could use a little love and updating. They must have kind of ran out of budget-wise to get to this bathroom. Same deal on this shower as well, fiberglass tub. You can tell it's got some use in it. But this is tiled all the way up with 6x6 tiles with a little decoration. So that doesn't look too bad. I would say it looks like it needs a little bit of a maybe cleaning on it in terms of the grout, just to clean the grout up a little bit. But that's just what you get with typical use. Coming back out, that's just a little small 2x2 closet for linens. Up here feels a lot brighter than obviously the main floor. Plenty of windows up here to make it feel that way. But we'll squeeze into the master bedroom first. There's some decent space in here. For reference, you know, this bed actually looks like it's a full bed, kind of from my opinion. And the bed frame's a little bigger, so you could probably say it's at least the size of a queen. So you could fit a big old king bed in here. That's no problem whatsoever. And they do have some space for some dressers on that end. The biggest issue that I know is going to be closet. And obviously with older homes, it's something that occurs. But closet space is obviously limited. I'm not sure who would get the closet in the master, but you might have to put your clothes elsewhere. But they did put a little nice unit in here for storing clothes, which does stay with the home. And so someone could at least get some of their clothes in there, but it is about a 6 foot long by 2.5 foot deep closet for the master bedroom. Master bedroom wise, you do face the front of the house and south of the house with windows. So you do get your view from out front from your master. You know, for me, that's not a big issue. I actually like, for my house, being the master on the front part of the house, just for security reasons wise. You could pay a little more attention on that end. And then the master bathroom is the only other challenge. I thought it was a little bigger than this when photos were, on the photos, but it isn't. But you do have one single vanity, all updated, the whole entire piece is. Flooring is the same as the other bathroom, and so it had been updated at one point. All windows up here as well are new. All the blinds you have up here are the environment, what would you call it? Climate control blinds. So they have a little pocket in them to try and keep heat out of the house when you have your blinds down. Then you do have a nice little shower here as well. Plenty of space to be able to wash off. For bigger people, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge just with how low the faucet is for the shower head. But it is clean, and there are some ways that you can remediate that and make this bathroom a little bit more usable on that side if you wanted to add some extra stuff to it. Carpet up here is also in good shape. Walls are more of a brown, just like they are downstairs. If you were to repaint the inside of the house, I also think that would brighten it up significantly. Coming into the guest bedroom, this is the farthest south guest bedroom. Decent size again. I would say this is a 10 by 13 or 14 on that end. So plenty of space, good space for a bedroom or office. Carpet up here is like brand new. It doesn't look like this. I mean, this doesn't look like this room gets used all that much. This looks like this is kind of just a kid's or guest bedroom. This room does face the west side of the house. And so you get a little views of the foothills. I can kind of get you an idea of what it looks like. I mean, it's pretty tiny, but from out there you get a little views of the foothills. And otherwise, otherwise with the landscaping on this neighbor's house, you don't see anything into his backyard from this house, which is a nice deal to have that. And I know this guy next door because I was looking at him. He looks like he must be some type of master gardener because he's got thousands and thousands of plants over there that he looks like he's growing and getting ready for this summer. Closet. This is a little smaller closet than the last one. But it looks like what these guys do is that they kind of separate their closets and use the ones up here for, this looks like this is the guy's closet and the other one was the gal's closet. But this closet, 5 foot long, 2.5 foot wide. Coming into the last bedroom, and that should be about it on that side. Same closet. I'm not going to open that one up just with the fact that they got the rocking chair in front of it. Same deal. This bedroom is on the west side. Ooh, didn't mean to zoom up that far for you. This one has a little better views of the foothills. I will zoom on that. So you got a little views of the foothills over there. But another good sized bedroom. This is probably a 12 by 12, 12 by 13 in terms of size, but same exact closet as downstairs. Well, that's about it, guys. That's it for this home. The biggest cons, I would say, kitchen's a little more outdated, and bathroom, and your 2 bathrooms are a little outdated, but everything else in this house is in good shape, good quality, well taken care of. And nothing I would say out of the ordinary that I would say would cause any problems or concerns. AC is obviously a little older looking, a little more beat up, still running just fine from when I was out there listening to it. But just those little things that you got to kind of think about. But if you get it at the right price point, would you be able to go in there and finish up some of those updates before you even moved in to where this house just fits you perfectly on that end and was in a good location for you on that side? And in terms of neighborhoods, this one is nice, very comparable to Hunter's Run, just a lot older on that side, of course. And the nice part about that, you get a little bit more mature landscaping. So just to end it, we're facing east right now. West is obviously behind us. And so that'll hopefully give you kind of an orientation. And if you kind of look through these trees right here, this little gap I'll show you right out there where you see that building and that stop sign, that's the main road of 29. So that'll take you down to the King Soopers, over to Walmart, over to Sprouts. And this road that's right to the right in front of us, I guess, which is just to the north that we're looking at, that road right there is going to take you out to Wilson, which is straight across to Mahaffey Park / that Hunter's Run area. So you have easy access over to Estes Park and some of the hiking areas. All right, guys, hope you like this one, and we'll catch you next time.